Stop Googling diet for perimenopause and menopause weight gain and symptoms and watch this instead. Hey everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome back to Abby's Kitchen. Today's video is for all of you who are entering that last major life milestone marked by an increased risk of metabolic syndrome, heart disease, and osteoporosis, plus hot flashes, weight gain, brain fog, insomnia, and vaginal dryness. Not exactly the setup I was looking forward to for when my kids stop sleeping in my bed. But yes, we are talking about perimenopause and menopause. Last December, I actually turned 37, and believe it or not, I am actually in the pocket when perimenopause can and actually does begin, which is basically the 4 to 10 year journey we go through as our reproductive hormone levels decline, ending in the end of our menstrual cycles. And while menopause is of course a normal, natural part of life, it absolutely can negatively affect quality of said life. It's also really scary and unsettling to feel like your experience of your body is rapidly changing. So a lot of us may feel the urgent desperation to do anything we can to make things go back to the way they were. And unfortunately, this makes us super vulnerable to extreme wellness and diet culture and a ton of unscientific recommendations and hacks. So today we're going to be unpacking some of the biggest mistakes that women may be making as a result of confusing and contradictory messages. And I'm going to be sharing what to do instead. Just a quick note, I will be using exclusive women-centered language for simplicity in speech, though I fully acknowledge that not everyone who goes through menopause identifies as a woman. Oh, hello. Let's get personal for a moment and talk about sleep and why I am so excited about my sponsor, Birch Living. So as you guys know, I have struggled with insomnia for years. And since you literally spend like a third of your life in bed, finding the right mattress has really been a game changer. Unlike other mattresses I've used, Birch mattresses are made with responsibly sourced natural materials like organic cotton and wool and 100% natural latex, and are manufactured in a facility that is completely polyurethane and fiberglass free. So you don't get any of those like gross off-gassing smells when you unbox it. It also is hands down the most comfortable mattress I have ever tried, especially because the natural fabrics are super breathable, so I don't wake up super hot and uncomfortable. I just naturally run really hot, and my last mattress was just not breathable enough to keep me cool. So I would just kind of like keep waking up at like 3 a.m. feeling super overheated, and then I just couldn't get back to sleep. But since I started with Birch, my early morning wake up problem has gotten so much better, and I find myself being able to function just so much better in the day and not feel like I need to like take a nap at 4 p.m. And let's talk about the perks. So Birch gives you a 100-night sleep trial, so you can really feel the difference before committing, plus a 25-year warranty. That's how confident they are in their products. And the best part is they deliver it right to your door for free anywhere in the US. You can even opt for in-home setup and removal to make the transition completely effortless. Plus, when you order a Birch mattress, you get 2 of their Eco Rest pillows, which are made from recycled materials that are super breathable and so comfortable. And right now, Birch is running their President's Day sale to get 27% off your mattress. So go to birchliving.com/AbbeySharp or scan the QR code to check them out. Good night. All right, folks, let's dive in. Mistake number 1, you're crash dieting. So one of the hallmark features of menopause that perhaps is most often discussed is the seemingly sudden increase in weight. More specifically, an increase in belly fat. Basically what's happening is that since estrogen helps to regulate fat distribution, when our estrogen levels decline, we see a shift in body fat storage around the midsection. Declines in testosterone and age-related muscle loss can also alter body composition and metabolism. Cue the extreme crash diets and low-calorie cleanses. Now, one of the many problems with a fast fad diet is that it can increase bone loss and muscle loss. In fact, anything beyond like 1% weight loss per week can put you at greater risk. And while that is a huge problem at any point in life, it's a much bigger problem during the big M when we are already experiencing natural metabolic declines and bone and muscle loss. So if we want to age well and also counter menopause fat gain, we need to focus on keeping as much muscle as humanly possible. Muscle is essential for maintaining a healthy metabolism since it burns 3 times as many calories at rest compared to fat. Muscle is also super important for reducing the risk of falls and injury, osteoporosis, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes, all of which we again become more susceptible to during menopause because of those estrogen declines. So for example, with insulin resistance, the more muscle mass we have, the more cells we have to soak up sugars in the blood, effectively reducing blood sugars to improve insulin sensitivity and prevent type 2 diabetes. If you do wish to lose weight during menopause, I highly advise working with a dietitian to help you kind of gently tweak the dials by focusing on what we can add to help you land in a safe weight loss sweet spot, which is generally around 0.5 to 1% of your total body weight, or approximately 1 to 2 pounds per week max. Now, mistake number 2, you're avoiding all fat. Unfortunately, a lot of us elder millennials and young Gen X who are approaching or actively going through menopause grew up with this sentiment that fat makes you fat.
Are you sure that's fat-free?
So a lot of us in this current M generation start to bust out the fat-free yogurt and skim milk when we see the scale start to climb. And while there is some emerging research suggesting that a diet with less than 20% of calories from fat is twice as likely to eliminate symptoms after a year, we also know that not all fats are created equal. Research suggests that diets rich in plant-based anti-inflammatory unsaturated fats are associated with a 27% lower average risk of heart disease in menopausal women. And that's when compared to an animal-rich paleo diet, which had 0 beneficial effect. Other research suggests that extra virgin olive oil may help to reduce psychosocial menopausal symptoms like depression, irritability, anxiety, and tiredness, and that monounsaturated fats help to lower the risk of cognitive decline in postmenopausal women. The take home here is that even if weight management is on the table, do not swear off all fat. Rather, focus on whole food, unsaturated omega-6 and omega-3 fats like avocado, nuts, seeds, fatty fish, and olives to get the best symptom-supporting bang for your caloric buck. All right, so at the other end of the spectrum, mistake number 3 is going carnivore.
More.
Anyone on TikTok may be tempted by content promising that the animal-based diet can result in instant weight loss while basically curing all that ails you. But in addition to the heavy focus on saturated fats, which has been shown to increase menopausal symptoms, by avoiding plants, you will be skipping the one food that perhaps holds the most scientific weight when it comes to menopause symptom management. And that is soy. Soy-based foods like tofu, tempeh, edamame, and soy milk contain unique compounds called isoflavones, which is a type of phytoestrogen that mimics endogenous estrogen in the body in beneficial ways. Think of isoflavones as really good celebrity impersonators for when the real deal estrogen retires, which is basically the gist of menopause. The synergistic effect of these phytoestrogens plus the plant-based protein can be uniquely helpful for reducing the risk of bone and muscle loss as we age, while research suggests that these estrogen doppelgangers may also help to reduce hot flashes and night sweats, anxiety and depression, and high cholesterol and heart disease. While there's no official recommendations for soy intake during menopause, most clinical and population studies suggest a daily intake of around 40 milligrams total isoflavones derived from whole soybeans, or somewhere around 5 ounces of tofu. So friends, do not skimp on soy. Mistake number 4, which is really related to the last one, is cutting out all carbs. You may have heard that excess sugar can increase vasomotor symptoms like hot flashes, leading to a lot of menopause experts to suggest that you eliminate all carbs. But we don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. And by baby, I mean fiber. Fiber is your menopause bestie. And guess where we get a lot of our fiber? Carbs. Whole grains, fruits, and veggies provide important anti-inflammatory nutrients and symptom-supporting fiber. And here's why. So estrogen, which is naturally heart protective, declines during menopause, leading to a spike in bad LDL cholesterol and therefore an increase in heart disease. Low estrogen also impacts our blood sugar regulation by reducing the blood sugar lowering hormone adiponectin while increasing a pro-inflammatory hormone called resistin. But fiber-rich carbs can help to counteract these changes by lowering LDL cholesterol, improving insulin sensitivity, and stabilizing our blood sugars. So we can stabilize blood sugars and therefore reduce a lot of the unpleasant menopause symptoms just by choosing higher fiber carbs more often. And if you are craving chocolate, which research shows is also a natural part of those fluctuating hormones, just try to dress up those naked carbs with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. And finally, the last mistake that you might be making here is going dairy-free, at least for the wrong reasons. If you're cutting out dairy due to an intolerance, environmental reasons, or ethics, and it's working for you, then I love that for you. Keep at it. But if you've been lured into the wellness culture claims that dairy is inherently inflammatory for all and that you need to cut it out as you age, I am happy to report that you can have your cheese back.
I can ignore the cheese.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
not.
talk
I'm
about
sorry.
that
Get to
now.
it.
And here's why. For one, dairy consumption has actually been shown to reduce the risk of early menopause. So if you are in your late 30s or early to mid 40s, adding in some yogurt to your morning routine might actually give you a little more time. And once you are actively in menopause, research has linked dairy to a reduced risk of psychological and somatic symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, sleep disturbance, and mood change. Not to mention, regular dairy consumption in postmenopausal women has been shown to help to reduce the risk of low bone mineral density and belly fat gain while increasing lean muscle mass. The key to getting the most out of your dairy to counter some of those unpleasant menopause symptoms is to look for high protein options like Greek yogurt, skyr, cottage cheese, and kefir, and choose lower sugar or unsweetened whenever possible. There are just so many tasty ways to incorporate dairy products into your everyday diet. So like a Greek yogurt parfait, or kefir in smoothies, or fresh fruit and cheese as a snack, or cottage cheese added to sauces and dips, you name it. And for my friends who don't want to consume dairy or cannot consume dairy, I recommend looking for unsweetened or low sugar soy-based dairy alternatives, which again offers that unique phytoestrogen perk. I'm just like scratching the surface here, but I do have an amazing episode of Bite Back coming up on menopause with a colleague of mine. So definitely head on over to Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts to ring that little bell and subscribe so you do not miss the episode. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it the thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed nutrition advice. I would love to hear your thoughts, questions, or personal tips in the comments below. So let's keep the perimenopause and menopause conversation going. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye.